It's Monday the 13th of February, and I'm looking at EU. So let's just start on the daily time frames. So let's start on the dollar. So if we're looking at the higher time frame, so fair value gap here, price respected it, pulled back lower, now pushing above up. I want to see if the dollar can push above and then show this as support. If it does that, then it could potentially start heading up towards, if we look at the weekly, there's this wick here, and that's consequent encouragement on the weekly, which is the midpoint of this wick, which is like a gap. So price would want to get gravitated towards that. And so that's the first sort of draw on price. Then there's also these equal highs. And there's a liquidity, a volume imbalance here. Volume imbalance there, which price could potentially head to. If it starts dropping lower and shows resistance, then there's sell side there. There's consequent encouragement there as well. And there's also a bullish breaker block here, and also bullish order block as well, which price would want to tap into. So there's also CPI on Tuesday, so today could be a slow day. Everyone's just going to be sitting on their hands for CPI. But at the minute, EU price is in this fair value gap here. As you can see, it rejected off that consequent encouragement here, pulled up higher to the high of this fair value gap. I'll draw it on. Change the colour. Let's do it orange. So it pulled up nearly to the top of that, dropped lower. There's a little fair value gap here, and there's a bullish order block as well. There's consequent encouragement on this little wick there, and also sell side liquidity, equal lows, but mostly the sell side here. So if we see price getting below here, maybe potentially retesting, then the draw liquidity could be there. So just gonna be patient, see what price is doing, see what CPI does as well. And if we get into the lower time frames, let's go on to the dollar. So here we've got the new weekly opening gap, which is there. Price pushed up, came back, retested it, showed us support, started pulling away from it. Draw liquidity potentially could be this bar side. Could have been this bar side here. Then we'll draw it on. Where price is taken by stops, headed lower, potentially could head towards the sell side here. And then potentially, if it's gonna drop back into the new weekly opening gap, shows resistance potentially. But as the CPI is on Tuesday, if it's gonna just consolidate, then it's gonna get drawn back into the new weekly opening gap. So could be just a really slow day. I did a spot trade setup. So look on the 5 minutes. Look on the 15 first. There's imbalance here. Push, draw across, price pulled lower, tapped into this, pulled lower again, went up a little bit more. Look on the 5 minutes. A little bit sloppy. So this is why, well, one, it wasn't in the New York kill zone, and two, is really sloppy anyway. But price pushed above here, took bar stops, dropped to lower, left a low here, took that low there. There's a fair value gap here, but if you look at the 4 minutes, there's a nicer fair value gap here. So price pulled into that. We've gone to the 1 minute. short from there, stops just above that high. First target, these equal lows here. It's a nice 3-to-1 risk to reward on that. And now price is pushed back up, tapping into this now. But as you see on the dollar, could get pulled into this new week opening gap again. So yeah, that's at the minute. I'm just gonna wait for CPI. But yeah, there's buy side liquidity here, which could get tested. But yeah, just gonna be patient and just wait and see what price does. But that's the forecast for today. Just gonna be literally patient, wait for the price to show us a hand. If it wants to pull lower to retest that, then it will. Or if it wants to push above and start showing support, then it would head higher. So yeah.